It is now 8 a.m., and you're tuned to the Business Rundown with your host, Chad Kraft. Business, marketing, side hustles, and so much more. Grab your coffee and enjoy.
Welcome to the Florida Man Radio Network. This is the Business Rundown. I'm your host, Chad Kraft. I am a serial entrepreneur. I started my first business at the age of 14, and I am the founder of Emphasis, a website and marketing agency based right here in Central Florida that helps businesses turn browsers into buyers. Connect with the show online at businessrundown.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Winston Churchill says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." It's easy to give up when you fail a time or two, and it's also easy to feel like you're on top of the world and can't be hurt, can't be hit when you've seen some success. Push forward every step of the way and remember to stay grounded in your high points. You are not invincible. Whether you are climbing the corporate ladder, you're starting a business, you're currently running a business, or looking to get out of that 9-to-5 grind, this show is for you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some motivation, some business ideas, 22 life lessons I wish I learned a whole lot earlier, and then 11 questions to help you reach success. So be sure to stay till the end because we got a lot for you. So let's dive in. I want to let you know about an incredible opportunity for you to get free tips and strategies to build and monetize your personal brand even beyond what we can offer on this show. If you visit gobrandsummit.com, you will see what I'm talking about, but here is a quick overview. My good friend Rory Vaden is a New York Times bestselling author and Hall of Fame speaker, and he and his wife founded a company called Brand Builders Group. They have put together a huge online summit where they are interviewing some of the most influential personal brands in the world on their secrets of how they became who they are today. This is your chance to learn for free from people like New York Times bestselling author and host of the School of Greatness podcast, Lewis Howes, the original Shark Kevin Harrington, marketing experts like Donald Miller and Jay Baer, and so many others. The link again is gobrandsummit.com. This is a rare opportunity for you to hear their stories about how they became New York Times bestselling authors, how they built high-paid keynote speaking careers, how they have grown massive followings, and exactly what they have done to create large multi-seven-figure businesses. If you are someone who is looking to create any type of influence, you have to check this out. Again, it's totally free, and you're learning from the masters who have actually done this. So I really encourage you to head over to gobrandsummit.com and at least take a look. I feel super confident you will find it valuable. I know that building and growing a business is no easy task. The freedom it brings is like none other. You can create time and money, wealth from your venture. The way I look at it is there are four main types of people. You are either an employee, you're self-employed, a business owner, or an investor. If you're an employee, you own a job. You're working for time, usually punch in, punch out. That's the kind of day you're working. If you're self-employed, you own your job. So it's not too dissimilar. Usually your time is still effective. You're billing by the hour. If you're a business owner, you own a system and have employees. You have those people punching in, punching out. A lot of people think that that's the best, the best person to be is the business owner. You have people who are working for you. But if you are an investor, your money works for you. You have assets that are bringing you more money, bringing you more freedom, more wealth, more time. So what kind of person are you? There's no right or wrong answer, but it's important to know where you are now and where you are headed. If you are an employee, work to being self-employed. If you are self-employed, create systems, hire employees, and become a business owner. If you are a business owner, invest in assets that can make you more money passively. If you're just joining us, this is the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio, 660 AM, 105.5 FM. So let's say that you are an employee right now looking to become self-employed. let's talk about some businesses you can start for less than $200. Yes, it is possible to start a business for less than $2,000. A lot of these businesses can be started for $100 or less. So the first one I'm going to talk about is digital marketing. I'm going to talk about this because this is what I do. It's not the easiest job, but it's also not the hardest job. It's not the hardest business to run, and you can start with free tools online. You can, just research digital marketing, and a lot of times you can get this started for free or on the cheap. You just need to know what you're doing or figure out what you're doing. There are resources online. You could have a music lesson business. If you're good at the guitar, if you're good at saxophone or the flute, whatever it might be, use that talent and teach other people how to be successful at it. Whether they're kids in a band or somebody trying to make it big, whatever they are, you can help them and make a lot of money doing it. Same with personal training. This one I think has a little bit higher barrier to entry because you have to get certified. But once you get certified, you can start racking in clients and making a ton of money, helping people get fit, get healthy. The next business idea is a bike repair service. So if you're good with your hands and know anything about bikes, this is the business for you. If you don't know anything about bikes, let's continue on to a wedding planner or event planner. So if you are organized, if you know what you're doing, you can create the best weddings, parties, and events for your clients. You can help them through A to Z, help them find vendors, help them find locations. And a lot of times, if that's something that you've enjoyed for yourself, if you planned your own wedding and enjoyed it, might be a sign that business is for you. Photography kind of runs along the lines with, wedding planner, because you can work with the wedding planner. So if you decide to open a photography business and a wedding planning business, boom, you got two high revenue producing assets right there. Video production is also another good avenue. That one's a little tougher because you also need to know how to do video editing. Website flipping. I love this one because it's also a form of investing. You can go online to websites. So my favorite website to buy domains is grabthatname.com. And you can go there and buy a bunch of .coms for really cool names. You could try buying one for the businessrundown.com, but I bet that would only take you here. But you can do that. You can build up websites or just hold the domains, flip them on a website called Flippa. There's a couple others, but Flippa is the one I'm most familiar with. And you can basically, it's like flipping houses or, building a nice house on a vacant lot if you build a website on the domain. The last two are travel planning and life coaching, both of which I do believe take certifications, so you do need some training. There is a barrier to entry, but I am fully confident you would be able to do it. And a bonus one that I came across today is vending machines. You can buy a vending machine for $800 or $1,000, find a really good location for it, talk to the owner and say, hey, I have this vending machine. We can do a 60-40 split or a 50-50 split. You're not having to pay for rent. They're getting some extra revenue, and so are you. And you're the one maintaining it, but those are incredibly profitable. So if you are starting a business, you need two things. You need customers, and you need a website that generates leads. You could hire a company like my website marketing agency Emphasis to build a lead-generating site for your business. But if you're just starting out, you probably don't have thousands of dollars to invest just yet. A great way to start is by building your own lead-generating site in just about 5 minutes. I use a software called Phone Sites to build website landing pages quickly and on the go. Phone Sites makes it easy to capture leads, and you can link your marketing automation platform to Phone Sites to easily follow up with each lead you get. Visit bestwaytogetleads.com for a free trial and learn more about building your first website with Phone Sites. That link again is bestwaytogetleads.com. You're listening to the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio. I'm your host, Chad Kraft. As a serial entrepreneur, I've started and built many businesses, and it's almost become a hobby of mine. When you first start a business, especially if you're still working another job, you need to dedicate as much time as humanly possible to build that business. It is a lot of work, but it's important that you put all of that effort into it. Because once you get through the other side, it is so amazing. It will become your life, and I urge you to dedicate time every single day to building it up. Whether that's just 10 minutes or an hour or 5 hours or even 10 hours if you can, be intentional with that time and do whatever you can to make it happen and for your dream to grow. I find that the best way to set dreams in stone is, we kind of can't set it in stone like they used to be able to. They use tablets to write their dreams and goals down, so I use paper now. So I guess it's not really stone because rock does beat paper. Or no, paper beats rock. There we go. So maybe it is better than setting it in stone if you're setting it in paper. So write your goals down. I like to use SMART goals. SMART goals are goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So I am very specific about my goals. I write them down, and I also, personally, I like to set them up kind of like an affirmation and write them as if they've kind of already happened. Like I have achieved this goal by June 30th, 2022. It's kind of terrible English, but it is a good way to get your mind thinking that you are already in that space. So my urge to you, if you are thinking about starting a business, if you're thinking about quitting your job, think twice before quitting your job. Make sure you have something in place, but do it. Make it possible to do it, and chasing your dreams will make you a whole lot happier in the long run. So whenever we come back, I am going to share the 22 life lessons I wish I'd learned earlier. And then after that, I'm going to share 11 questions that I'm going to ask you specifically. So I want you to stay around till the end because these questions are specific to your success and will help you succeed. You're listening to the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio, 105.5 FM, 660 AM. We will be right back.
Florida Man Radio.
And now, more of the Business Rundown with Chad Kraft.
Welcome back to the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio, 105.5 FM, 660 AM. I am your host, Chad Kraft, and like I said earlier, I am a serial entrepreneur, and I started my first business at age 14. And you might be wondering, what is that first business? What did this guy do? So I want to tell you a little bit about that. So I have been, trying to make money my entire life, and one of those ways was on a joke website. It was called irkdirk.com. I still own the domain. I've thought about reviving it and putting the first page that was ever up because it looks truly terrible. But I sold ads on it. I made not a lot of money, but for an 8th grader, I made a decent amount of money. My cousin was in IT, and I said something about, hey, I think it would be cool to start a website, and he said, okay, I'll set up a server for you, and I'll buy you a .com. What do you want it called? irkdirk.com. The most ridiculous name I could think of, and I don't know why. I should have said chadkraft.com, which I did get several years later whenever I realized the importance of a personal brand. But I set up that website. I sold ads on it, and my favorite story is, so my parents are in insurance. They own an insurance agency in Missouri, and we were sitting at a restaurant, and one of my mom's clients came in, and she said, "Oh, like, look, it's Ben and Marcia." And I said, "May I be excused?" And she was confused and said, "Sure." And so I went and talked to Ben and Marcia, and came back with a check. And my mom said, "These are my clients. You can't take money from them." And I said, "Well, actually, Mom, they're my clients too, so I can." And that's how I started my first real business that made more than $100. And building websites jump-started my interest in websites and marketing. So I started building websites for small businesses around the town. The first actual business website I made was for my dad's company. I think I was paid a total of $100 for that site, which if you've bought a website recently, you're probably like, well, where can I get a $100 website? And you'll probably find that out later, but right now I want to spring into the 22 life lessons I wish I learned earlier, as promised. So number 1 is no one has it all figured out, and you don't either. I don't have it figured out. You don't have it figured out. Your parents don't have it figured out. Your grandparents, your nieces and nephews and sons and daughters don't have it figured out, even though on TikTok it might seem like they have it all figured out. Oh, wait, nobody has it figured out on TikTok. Number 2 is being nice is overrated. You should be kind, be fair, and understanding, but not necessarily nice. Ever heard that saying, nice guys finish last? But kind, fair, and understanding guys finish first. 3, let your guard down from time to time, but make sure it's with the right people. If you let your guard down with the wrong people, you're going to get burned. And 4, good or bad, you can learn from everybody. Everybody has a lesson to share. Everybody has something of value that they can bring you, whether it's a lesson that it's like, I'm never going to do that, or it's a lesson that, wow, that's really good, and that saved me, 10, 15 years of trials. And number 5, embrace all of your emotions. Don't mask them, embrace them. And I know it's tough, a lot of us, especially guys, we are terrible at embracing emotions, talking feelings, doing anything. But once you embrace them and just let it happen and understand what's happening, your life will be much better. Number 6, traveling alone is far better than traveling with bad company. Pretty self-explanatory. 7, unlearning is just as important as learning. There are things that you're taught growing up that you might want to forget. You might want to change the way you're doing that. I think back to some of the stuff I learned in school, and I'm like, why did they teach us that? And I think for the kids nowadays, they're going to have to unlearn this new math that they're being taught, which I have no idea. It's like spaceship math. I'm not quite sure how it's done, but simple math, and, well, I think all math up until this new math was simple math, is good. But unlearning is just as important as learning. Number 8, own up to your mistakes and do what you say you're going to do. Number 9, maturity is accepting you won't get answers to the things that hurt you most. You must heal anyway. Look, if somebody did you dirty, just move on. They have troubles. It's not your problem. You can move on. Number 10, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. Learn from the mistakes of others. That's the best thing you can do. Don't make your own mistakes. Watch other people make mistakes. And one day you're going to need to be forgiven. So learn how to forgive others. And that kind of moves in with point number 10. And number 12, never, ever, ever let your inner child die. Have fun. Be young as much as you can. And if you have the opportunity to jump out of a plane, do it. Just, I hope you have a parachute. No one is a mind reader. Voice your opinions. If you have something to say it, or else it won't be heard. And number 14, never feel bad about promoting yourself. With that being said, running a business is tough to do, and growing your business and getting more clients is even harder. At my agency, Emphasis, we help you turn your website browsers into buyers, allowing you to focus more on your business than working on getting customers to buy from you. Visit emphasisweb.com to schedule a strategy call today. That's emphasisweb.com. Now, you're listening to the Florida Man Radio Network. This is the Business Rundown with Chad Kraft. And right now, we are just over halfway through the 22 lessons I wish I knew earlier in life. And hopefully, you will find these last 8 helpful. Number 15, if you value your time, you protect it. Say no to anything you don't want to do or to anything that does not bring you joy or bring you energy. That's, I think, Marie Kondo, that's her big thing. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. I think, this can be done with scheduled events. This can be done with people trying to schedule your time. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. 16, spend time alone. Alone time is important. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself. 17, celebrate your accomplishments. Anytime you do something great, celebrate it. Post it on Facebook, share it with your friends, tell people what you're doing because you're awesome for doing that. If you care too much about what other people think, they are in control of you. Don't let that happen. Be in control of yourself. Don't care what others think. Number 19, be so busy improving your life that you don't have time to criticize others. Number 20 is listen to understand, not to respond. And I'll tell you, I struggle with that one a lot. If somebody says something to me, immediately I want to tell them why they are wrong and not understand their side. So number 20 is super important. 21, hang out with people from different walks of life. Hang out with people different than you. You'll learn a lot. And the last one, number 22, is you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself. Don't burn out. I think we're gonna need you around. So if you've stuck around with me this long on the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio, I know that you are a high performer. I know that you're interested in bettering yourself. You're probably interested in learning how to build a business, market your business, and amplifying your current reach. One of the best ways to do this is with a personal brand. If you're looking for a proven system and process to make more impact and income with your personal brand, I want to highly recommend and introduce you to my friends at Brand Builders Group. They are the best in the world at helping you find your uniqueness so that you can build and monetize your personal brand. So, for example, this show is an extension of my personal brand. And so right now at Brand Builders Group, they're offering a free brand strategy call for anyone who is serious about taking their business to the next level. Just visit freebrandingcall.com to request a free call. Their team is amazing, and they will really help you get clear on the shortest path to grow your impact, your influence, and your income. Again, that website for a free brand strategy call is freebrandingcall.com. Check it out. You'll thank me later. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about who I am. Who's this Chad Kraft guy? So I told you about the joke website I started at age 14. And then whenever I was in high school, my brother and I started a advertising company. And it wasn't an advertising agency. We didn't put ads on the radio. We didn't put ads on bus benches or billboards. We put ads on people. So the company was called I Wear Your Biz, and we would grab company t-shirts. I mean, we wouldn't grab them. They would pay us to wear them. And we would put them on, walk around town, walk around malls, walk around business expos, different trade shows, and represent companies. Basically, at most, I think we had 12 people working with us at one event, wearing shirts, and we sold that by the hour. It was for a business expo. We had 12 people wearing shirts and would rotate shirts hour by hour. so that we could get as much reach as possible. And it was quite the income for two. I think I was 15, he was 13 at the time, or maybe I was 16 and he was 14. Doesn't matter. So no matter how old you are, no matter what you do, and if you're a parent and you think your kid's lazy, share these stories with them. Say, hey, this guy on the radio started a business at 14 and then another really successful one at 15 or 16. Get off your butt and go start something. It really isn't that hard. You just have to have the focus. And it's funny because I've worked for people, and I found that I'm not very employable. Not that I don't have a good resume. It's that I don't work well having a boss. I work better for myself. And I think a lot of people are that way. And that's why some people aren't successful, is that they work for somebody else trying to climb the corporate ladder. And I'm definitely not saying there's something wrong having a job or something wrong climbing the corporate ladder. But it isn't for everybody. And so if there is an inch of curiosity within you to start your own business, to get out there and do your own thing, do it. I promise you, it will be one of the best things that you do for yourself, and it will bring you a lot of joy and happiness, but it's not going to be easy. Building a business is tough. You have to learn to get comfortable with rejection. You have to learn to be comfortable with being scared. Sometimes you'll check your bank account and be like, okay, so this is all right. Well, maybe there will be money in there tomorrow. And there probably will be. So just keep pushing, keep doing your thing, and you will continue to grow. But the biggest key in all of it is to never, ever, ever give up. I've enjoyed talking to you this far, and I hope you've received a lot of value. When we come back, I'm going to ask you 11 questions that are designed to inspire the success within you, only on the Business Rundown on Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio.
And now, more of the Business Rundown with Chad Kraft.
Welcome back to the Business Rundown. I am your host, Chad Kraft, and you're listening to Florida Man Radio, 105.5 FM, 660 AM. And if you are able to grab your phone right now, I want you to pull it out, go to the App Store, and type in Florida Man Radio, and download the Florida Man Radio app. Now, before we wrap up this hour, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm going to need answers. So, if you are able to grab a pen and paper and write down the answers to these 11 questions. So let's go. There is never going to be a good time to start. Never, ever going to be a good time to start. So now is the time. So my question for you is, what are you waiting for? What is it that's holding you back? What are you waiting for? Once you get over that, you will be able to do anything. And I want you to stop thinking and start doing. What can you do today? What can you implement today? Now, number 3 is something that I hope that you see me doing right now is give away your best material for free. If you give away your best material for free, you're going to attract more customers that are right for your business. Would you rather be scared or be shared? I don't know about you, but I'd rather be shared. Number 4, stop blaming others. It's nobody's fault except yourself. So my question is, will you move on? Now, you are listening to the Business Rundown with Chad Kraft on Florida Man Radio. Earlier in the show, I talked about Phone Sites, a website where you can build lead-generating website landing pages in a flash. I've been working with Phone Sites for years for myself and for my clients. Not only have they helped me build killer websites, but they're also helping me sharpen my sales skills, refine my offer, and get more leads. If you visit closersites.com, you can gain access to the Ultimate Funnel Closer Bundle. This includes the Phone Funnels course teaching you how to use PhoneSite's system to build high-converting funnels, Funnel Closer, the course that teaches you to get $200 to $9,500 commission checks monthly like clockwork, 1 year of PhoneSites, which is worth about $800 on its own, and the permission-based selling course, which teaches you the best way to follow up with undecided prospects without being ignored or pestering them until you get the sale. All of this is for less than $1,000. The link again is closersites.com. Sign up today to get more leads for your business. So right now I am halfway through asking you 11 questions to spark your success. And you know why I'm asking these questions? It's because I believe in you. I think that there is something in every single person that's great. There's something in you that's great. There's something in you that is unique, and you have something to share with the world. And I believe you should be successful for that. I believe that you should grow and share that. So number 5 is I found that I get in my own way from time to time, and I'm sure that you are similar. You probably get in your way sometimes too. So my question for you is, are you willing to get out of your own way? Are you willing to get out of it? Now, some are wishing for you to fail. More are rooting for you to succeed. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to the people who are rooting for your failure or for your success? I hope you're listening to the people who are rooting for your success. I know it's tough to get past the haters, right? We have the haters who are dissing us on social media or trolling us on social media. Got to get with the terms. Who are you listening to? So something that's, that I've learned is that life isn't what you think it is. It's much bigger. Life is much bigger than what you think it is. Are you willing to embrace it? Are you willing to embrace that life is much bigger than you think it is? Now, in life, in business, even in relationships, being a visionary is important. What do you see in your future? Or even where do you see your future? What does your future look like? A twist in the road is not an end. Unless you turn too early, of course. So where do you need to make a turn? Where do you need to make a change in your life? You're following this windy road that we call life. Are you turning in the right places? So I'm going to make an assumption here that you are not aiming high enough. You probably need to aim a lot higher. So how can you elevate your goals? How can you elevate your fees? And how can you elevate your value? So how can you elevate your goals, fees, and value? Aim higher. So the last question I have here is, there are no one-size-fits-all plans. There are no magic beans, no secret sauces. So what's your plan? You need to make a plan, and you need to stick to it. Life's not easy. Business isn't easy. Nothing is easy, and there's not going to be one thing that's going to make it all disappear. There's not going to be one thing that makes you magically successful. I don't have a secret sauce. So the new Space Jam is coming out. I haven't seen it yet, but I remember with the old Space Jam where they had Mike's secret sauce, they all thought it was special. It was just water. And I'll tell you, that's my secret sauce is drinking enough water. But you don't need anything special. You don't need a get-rich-quick scheme. There's no course. There's no podcast. There's nothing that's going to amplify your success. You are what will amplify your success. You just have to make a plan. You have to follow it. So as we wind up a little bit, or I guess wind down, because we're at the bottom half of the hour, as we wind down a little bit, I want to add a little bit more about who I am. Who's this Chad Kraft guy? And so I told you a little bit about my businesses earlier as a child. So starting my first real business at the age of 14, and then another successful one at 15 or 16. And I maintained, those businesses even through college. And then I, went out and thought, hey, the corporate world is what I need. I went to college, and that's sort of what they teach you is that, hey, once you graduate college, you need to get a job, get a real job. My favorite word, get a real job. Your business isn't real. Yes, it is. Get a real job. So I got a real job. Hated it. Hated every second of it. I think I lasted 4 or 5 months. And was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. So I went into freelancing and began, building up my freelance business, which is now my marketing agency. And, I really haven't looked back. There had been times that I've been super, super scared, super nervous about what is coming next. But believing in yourself is so, so important. So incredible. And if I were to share the one thing that, so if I were to attribute a secret sauce to any of my success, it would be believing in myself, which I don't think is a secret. We're told to believe in ourselves from the beginning. As kids, we believe in yourself. You can do it. Until you try to do something scary like start your own business, then people are like, hey, have you thought about getting a real job? That might be a better idea. It might be a better idea, but you'll probably be miserable. So starting your own business is a great way to be happy. I don't know if it will make you live longer. I'll let you know down the road if starting your own business will make you live longer. I will say it might make your hair fall out, but again, it's worth it. So I used to have glorious hair, but now it is dwindling. But it's probably not because of starting a business. You should definitely start a business. I'm not trying to talk you out of starting a business. A lot of people look really good without hair. That's the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, I'm looking forward to talking to you every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I think that it's going to be great. And so I want to thank you for spending your morning with me on the Business Rundown. My hope is that you receive some good tips, some good ideas, some inspiration to better yourself. Remember to connect with us online at thebusinessrundown.com. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are at Business Rundown on Facebook and Instagram, and at Biz Rundown on Twitter. I want to thank my producer, Heather, my rep, Angela, and the entire JVC broadcasting team. If you are listening to Florida Man Radio, this is the Business Rundown, and I'm your host, Chad Kraft. Remember to do good, make a difference, and be magnetic. I'll see you next Sunday at 8 a.m.